Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to DesertBuckeyeGallery.com. I'm Tim, and today it's going to be a pretty short live presentation, but I want to talk about Talavera Pottery. Talavera is probably the most accessible of the Mexican pottery you're going to find, and it is Mexican. The other Latin states do not produce this. Most of these pieces are created from molds. It is ceramic, but they are hand painted, and they are beautifully hand painted, and they are glazed. Now this one right here is a boot, a cowboy boot. And amusingly, the one state I get the most orders from for this is Texas. Go figure. But anyway, Talavera is very durable. This particular piece has a drain hole in the bottom. It's glazed on the inside, so you can use it for pottery. But just like with Mata Ortiz, what I love about it is the brilliance and the festiveness and the cultural feel that you get from this type of artwork. As you can see, it's also glazed on the inside, beautiful white glaze. Now this particular piece here, I'm selling at my store, DesertBuckeyeGallery.com, for $79, but with the magic code that I've been allowing this last week, which is, let me move the camera a little, IG35JAN. You put that in a checkout, it'll be 35% off and be $51.35. Now, because it's under $100, there will be shipping. But if you buy this in combination with another product that takes the total over $100, then you'll get your free shipping. Anyway, I really enjoy these pieces. This is one of the more simplistic pieces of Talavera. Now, here's a grouping of pieces. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show these, but this is actually a covey of quail. 5 pieces, going from obviously large to small, and you can see the absolute brilliant and festive colors of all these pieces. And they are just cheerful, almost joyful. Festive is another good word to use with so much of Mexican art. Mexican jewelry, Mexican pottery, they really have control of the whole field of cheerfulness, brightness, celebration, fiestas, all that type of stuff. The artwork that comes out of our neighbors to the south is absolutely incredible. But all these pieces match, but all these pieces here have been hand-painted, and they are all great for outdoors. They don't fade. They make wonderful yard art. So, let me go ahead and give these guys a little place to sit. Oh, by the way, normally these sell for $85, and with your 35% off discount, that would be $55, which is, you pay shipping because it's under $100, but hey, you buy that and the boot, and that takes you over $100 even with the discount, which gives you free shipping. Now, this is one of the most unusual Talavera pieces you will find anywhere, and almost no one is selling it. Let me see if I can adjust my tripod a little so we can get a better look at this one, because it does have some height to it. This one here is from the city of Hidalgo, which I'm sure I just butchered that name. And that is down in the southern Mexican state of Oaxaca. And in Hidalgo, there's almost what you could call a Talavera community. And they specialize in unusual and very fine hand-painted pottery. Now this one here, it's funny, the supplier I got it from, or to me it's funny, I said to her at the time, I said, you know, that almost looks Picasso-esque. And she said, you know, that's what we call it here. We call it our Picasso piece because of the way it looks. Highly unusual. I don't know what it is, but there's just something subtle and captivating about it. It's really hard to explain for me to put into words what's so lovely about it. It even has little holes for the ears, and I guess if somebody wants to dress it up, I've never seen that done. But these pieces are very rare. And this one here I'm selling at my store for $169. And with your 35% discount, that will sell for $109. Of course, plus tax and shipping would be included on that. You can see down there, wonderful drainage hole. For people that are into plants, you could use something like that succulent called hanging pearls that could come up the top and hang down the side. That would almost look like dreadlocks or something like that. I think it'd be quite striking. Also, you could do a spider plant in there. Let me see. I've got a spider plant over here. Anyway, you could do something like a spider plant in there coming out the top, sending out its babies. I think that would be really quite something. Of course, you'd plant it differently, but you can see what I mean about plants that hang. All sorts of fun different things. Or you could just leave it as is and enjoy it for its inherent beauty. Just as a quick peek, these do come in different colors. And this is the other one I have here. I don't know. I just love these pieces. The combination of colors are so bright. Cheerful, festive. Those are the two words I really think of when I look at these. By the way, if anyone's leaving comments, I'm still on a learning curve, and I don't know how to do this video and answer comments. And once the video's done, I can't find a recording of it that includes the comments. So, folks, if you have any questions for me, you can always get a hold of me at dbg@desertbuckeyegallery.com. It's pretty easy, DBG, Desert Buckeye Gallery. And I will gladly and quickly respond to your emails until I get better acquainted with the whole Instagram layout. Now, here's another fun pair. These are a real hoot. And I can guarantee you probably won't find these almost anywhere else. Here is a pair of Talavera lady shoes. And high heels to boot. No pun intended. But anyway, here you have the classic sombrero sleeping Mexican. And I asked some Mexicans about that, if that's considered offensive. And they said absolutely not. They're the folks in Mexico are the ones that promote this design. They take no offense about it. It's not considered to be anything culturally offensive. As a matter of fact, it's true. Anybody that lives down here in southern Arizona or in Mexico, boy, in June when it gets to be 110, 115, you understand the genius of the siesta culture. Close everything up at about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, go inside, sleep, and wake up at 7 and open everything back up for a few hours. There's really few things as delightful as taking a nap in an air-conditioned room when it's 115 degrees outside. But anyway, you have the cactus painted on here. Now, these are pre-molded, but these designs are freehand. And they're at the discretion of the artist. And these two also come out of Hidalgo, Oaxaca, Mexico. So this pair right here is in my store for $199, but with the 35% off coupon up here, which I know you can't really see very well at the moment, that is going to take it down to $129, free shipping. But please, let's not forget tax on those. I used to work in a retail store, and we'd ring up something and give them the total, and people would nearly drop over dead from shock, and they'd forget about the tax. And of course, none of us can escape the tax man. This is one piece that I am just immensely proud of. And when I mean proud, I mean I'm proud to be able to offer it for sale. Now this, let me see, I think I'll take this guy out to give this a little more stability. This piece right here is made by Gerardo Garcia. And what's really, to me, fascinating and wonderful about this piece is Talavera, there's only a couple artists that are considered elevated enough that they have the right to go ahead and sign their pieces. And I don't recall the name of the other artist right now, but Senor Gerardo, it's Gerardo, there's no L in it, Garcia, as you can see, there's his signature right there. He's one of only two artists I know that are able to do this. And he is, he basically oversees the operation of this particular mold. It's so dramatic. It's so intense. It's so beautiful. I mean, these two halves of the sun splitting open to reveal an interface. It's almost like this is the man out here. This is the woman emerging. The beautiful detail of the flames. I have to admit, one of my favorite motifs in Talavera art is the moon and sun, either combined or separate. I actually have a bathroom basin that I'll post some pictures of that is the moon sun motif, and I bought that down in Nogales, Mexico years ago and hand carried it across the border. But look at how many flames there are and the detail on them. I keep mentioning the detail, but it just amazes me. The painting is so fine. The use of colors. I mean, it's just a beautiful, almost like an egg yolk orange, contrasting with the red, blue that doesn't take over or bury the scene, but add some wonderful accents. You can see that color blue carried out here, as well as the orange, as well as the red. It's all tied together very nicely. All the designs are busy, but then you have this fairly calm center with large areas of solid color, which basically neutralize or balance the busyness with the calmness. Now, this is a wall hanging. This is the back. Not quite as pretty to look at as the front, but you're not going to be showing it that way. And you can see holes here for putting in nails, where you would hang it on the wall that way, or up here. A white glaze in the background, just like the other Talavera I showed. So this is weatherproof, does not fade. I've seen pieces that have been out for 20, 25 years, and they look as beautiful as the day they were purchased. Now this piece right here, let me see, I was selling that for $189, and with the 35% discount, again, IG35JAN at checkout, this piece would be $123. So, the last piece I'm going to show today is the most challenging to show because of its size. And this is another fantastic piece made by Senor Gerardo Oaxaca. And like I said, I kind of butcher Spanish like I butcher the English language. So please excuse me on that. Try to get the whole thing in there, but I may not be able to do all that. Okay, let's see. So this is a giant step up from the other one I showed you, and the other one's a gorgeous piece. I don't know where to start on this piece, but it's called Breath of Life, and you can see that. It's a very common motif to find these pieces where a sun image has its hands out like this. But this is probably the finest, well, I think it is the finest example of that type of design. And this is another signed piece by Gerardo Garcia. But one thing I absolutely love about it is the double layering of the flames. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flames in the background. And then these flames, you can just imagine the breeze that is going this way, pushing these flames onto the right side of his face on our left and extending the flames out in that direction. It has such a sense of fluidity, of motion, almost a calmness, a gentleness. It's not a hurricane breeze, it's a gentle breeze that just instills such a sense of beauty and peace. Very expressive eyes. And again with Mr. or Senor Garcia's other pieces, really highly decorated, painted pieces. This is something that took an incredible amount of time to do. This was not phoned in. This was a piece that was left to a master of this art form to complete it, to bring out the beauty of the mold. This too hangs on a wall. It's quite heavy. I think it's like 7 pounds. And, okay. And down in here you can see his signature, Gerardo Garcia, made in Mexico. And this was made in Hidalgo, down there on the Pacific coast in the state of Oaxaca, which is the south, one of the southernmost states of Mexico. Again, this art is so festive. The other day in my presentation, I talked about Dia de los Muertos, in that theme in both Mato Ortiz pottery and in Talavera. Well, here is a more complete idea of the broad spectrum availability or choices of Talavera. Now, before I go today, this piece isn't... Oh, yeah, by the way, let me see. That piece on my store is selling for $398. With your 35% discount, it'll come up to about $259. And that also includes free shipping. One other thing before I go is I want to show the size extremes. Actually, there's much larger pieces of Talavera. My gosh, there are flower pots or almost like water storage tanks that are as tall as a person with lids on them. I'll get some photos of those sometime and try to implement them into a video. I don't have any. I don't ship. This is about as large as I ship just for safety reasons and the cost of shipping. But here's a small piece. Here's a little rabbit. I know it's probably hard to see in the video. I don't think I want to try to enlarge it. Well, maybe I can a little, so you can get a closer look at it. But there's pieces I haven't. Actually, I'm kind of keeping this as my favorite. I don't feel you can be a true lover and a sincere dealer in an art form if you don't have a few pieces of your own that you keep around the house. And this one I may keep as a smaller piece, primarily because I live in a small place. So I don't really have room for large pieces. This business is kind of fun, though, because I can have some of the most beautiful, spectacular pieces of Latin artwork, among other items, surrounding me, and then I sell them, I ship them off, and I get more. Most of them I store away, but a few I have bouncing around where I live, and I pretend that I'm some great multimillionaire collector. Though that's what's very nice about this. I guess in these videos I'm supposed to bring up why you can't live with these pieces. Well, you can live without these. It's silly to even say that, but what these pieces do is I think they have what's called good mojo, good feelings to them. They come in your house, they bring you a sense of beauty, in many cases a sense of peace. For those of you that are in cold climates right now, it brings in the desert warmth that you're not experiencing at the moment that we are. But, you know, art is very intrinsic and it's very subjective. And why do people need art? Because I think it feeds the soul. And I think most people know what I'm talking about. And I think most people probably... people who collect artwork probably agree. So that's why you need it. You need it for your soul. How's that for providing a reason, right, to get it? So I could go on and show more and more pieces, but at the moment I'm running low on inventory at my store because I'm attempting to clear it out. I'm planning on really loading it up with a lot of new product by the end of the month. I only run this 35% sale once a year, and that's from now until I decide to end it, which would be by the end of January. Again, you go to desertbuckeyegallery.com, or you can email me at dbg@desertbuckeyegallery.com. And once I do manage to sell the remainder of the inventory, I will be starting to stock up. But I want my store basically cleaned out so I can do a big revamp of it over the next couple weeks. Thank you very much for watching. My next video will be Thursday at 10 o'clock Arizona time. And that would be 9 o'clock Pacific and 12 o'clock Eastern. Be sure to email me. That seems to be the best way to contact me right now. And I really appreciate you coming and watching these videos and spending some time here. Thank you. Bye, everybody.